difficulty is this, mate. Due to the funding that these families have been generating through deal and murder and whatever, they've been able to span out and create a network of business projects, whether it's housing, whether it's salons, whether it's, you know, all sorts of stuff. They've been doing it for years. And what these places do, they employ people. And when they're employing these people, they just don't cozy up to the employees. They cozy up to the families and the sons of families, and it's just intertwined in a mad place. Yeah. So majority of these people depend on employment of the majority of these families, and they don't really understand it. Do you understand?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's exactly the way that it works. And I mean, another one with, there was, when Dickie Coggins started, Mick Quinn, the Quinn guy, okay, he was they were inseparable. But then there was a falling out with
Mark Quinn, is it?
Mark Quinn, sorry, Mark.
Well, he was the main. When I mentioned Wolf Slayer Jim before,
yeah,
that was him. He was the head of Wolf Slayer Jim.
Well, him, John Burns, Dickie Coggins, late 80s, got the chemist, and they made the formula for ecstasy to be produced in the UK. That's how they made their lump of money to start with. Then there was a big falling out with Dickie Coggins' sister. She poured poison in Dickie Coggins' ear, and they had a massive falling out with Mark Quinn. Okay, and then Mark Quinn went off, but I've heard that they settled it. Mark Quinn got sentenced not too long ago for a Scottish laboratory that was proved, so he's away for a while still. But you see the way the families are incestuous, they marry into families, they do this, and it all crosses over. You see,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And even Darren Till, I mean, to be honest, when anyone asks me or mentions the name Darren, well, the only Darren that I would know would be Darren G. I mean, he's the most famous Darren on the internet. Now, I mean, come on, anyone in the comments, can you think of any more famous, right, Darren, right, than Darren G? I mean, I'm not blowing smoke up his arse. It's true. Go and find someone called Darren on the internet, okay, that's more famous than Darren G. Right, anyway, Darren Till, in the summer, at the behest of Daniel Kinahan, started intimidating Tyson Fury to keep his mouth shut and not say anything. Darren Till doxed Tyson Fury in the summer with his private mobile number. Billy Joe Saunders also were making threats towards Tyson Fury, and it made Tyson Fury get a new CCTV system and a £30,000 attack Rottweiler because of the threats that he was facing from Darren Till and Billy Joe Saunders. But the sting in the tail is that Darren Till was on the no-fly list to America because of his contacts and connections to Daniel Kinahan, but mysteriously he was allowed to UFC in the summer into America, and the only way you can do that is if you cooperate with the American authorities, right? And that is what the authorities said. Anyone on the list who cooperates with us can get their name taken off the no-fly list. Tyson Fury's still on it.
Well, what it was, I was screaming 16 months ago that the likes of Till and that group of individuals from down them ends heavily involved in the Encro chats, and they all left the country for like 8-9 months to get away from the, you know, because they were panicking whether they were going to get arrested. But I'm still in the knowledge, and I still get feedback to suggest that it won't be long before the likes of Till and other individuals around them will be getting arrested for the Encro chat. It's just a matter of when and where it's going to happen. So, you know,
yes, I mean, they're the ones they got in the drawer. They're waiting for the tribunal, Darren. And they're the ones sitting in the drawer, ready to go. And there's no, they won't be able to get out of it. They're absolutely banged to rights.
Well, it is what it is. It's been very, very powerful speaking to your heart, Todge. Everyone who's been listening in, consider what he's been speaking about. I believe it's based on, you know, truths. That's why I'm speaking to him. He's opened your eyes. He's opened my eyes, and you're a very inquisitive man, aren't you, mate? You're a very mysterious kind of guy. No one sort of knows what you look like. Only certain individuals do. How's it been for you? Because as you said, you started off talking about art theft and stuff like this, and then once them 2 dreadful murders happened last year, you jumped on board with that. So how's it been for you? Have you been getting harassed? Have you been getting targeted, victimised, so on and so forth?
Well, initially, I got all the death threats and that on the internet, but they were taken so seriously, right, by Merseyside police and Sussex police that when Liverpool came down to Brighton to play them twice in the one in the Premier League and FA Cup, I had armed police sitting across the road from me in the pub that shut down all over the weekend, patrolling round because there is direct death threats against me. I mean, one of the threats came from a man called, and it's no secret, he's done it online in his own name, Stephen McCracken, best friend of Danny Wall, of the Wall Organised Crime Group, threatening to kill me and all kinds of things. Right, I've since had, there's been more death threats, but to me, it's par for the course. You know, at the end of the day, someone has got to stand up and make a stand against all this poison that's going into our society. Now, Darren took the lead, right, many years ago. Okay, and I look to Darren, right, because he's the standard bearer. He was the first one to do this. I only joined this, right, in August. But at the end of the day, Darren's been saying this for the last 6 years, but people have been ignoring him. And now the time is over to stop ignoring him, and people should start listening because he's got an insight that puts all the glue together. I can get all the bits, but I don't know how to put them all together. I don't know the background. And Darren is the glue that gets them together. That's why you should listen to him.
You know what, you're right, mate. I've ended up on this path of challenging the organised crime groups and the long-term criminal families. I've challenged them for the right reasons, mate, not because you get a lot of people insinuating whatever, why I turned on them. I turned on them because I'm looking at the destruction within the city of Liverpool that these organised crime groups are doing. And when I mean destruction, I mean, years ago you had a code, and that code was you don't harm children, you don't harm women, you don't go through nana's doors. That's completely gone now. On a regular basis over the years, we're getting crime scenes outside schools. We've got addicts on every street corner. We've got petty criminals getting access to firearms and settling the differences upon the streets. On top of that, you're having families broke down completely due to the horrendous murder rate, and especially the unsolved murder rate within the city of Liverpool. I'm sick to death of it. I can see where it's going. I can see how far it's gone. I had the advantage of getting took out the picture for a good decade. And when I stepped back into the picture, my eyes were wide open, mate. So it is what it is. I don't give two what people say about me or why I'm doing this or how I'm doing this or I'm a snitch or I'm this or I don't give two. My whole incentive here is to make sure that the majority of the youth in the city of Liverpool understand what that life is like. Understand that how traumatic that life is going to be if you start participating with these organised crime groups. Yeah, you might get a little bit more money and you might get a little bit more notorious, but at the end of the day, you're going to go to prison. You're going to witness an awful lot of violence. You're going to suffer an awful lot of stab back and all that sort of is going to hit you when you get older. And that's if you're not behind bars doing double figures or dead in prison. So
Yeah, and I'll tell you something else.
That's what Cal Matthew K is about right now. I was looking around, you see all these initiatives where they preach about protecting the youth and encouraging the youth to lead law-abiding lives, and they're speaking about this crime and that crime, but not one of them is willing to get up on a pedestal and scream about the damage that dealers and organised crime groups are doing. I haven't done it to get attention. I've done it to influence the kids and make parents realise we need to stand up against this poison which is destroying the culture, the history and the communities within the city of Liverpool. And when I mean destroying, I mean it's ripping it from the core out. And the majority of the people that are causing this poison and distributing it, they don't even live in Liverpool anymore. They're making millions, if not billions, off the drug culture on the back of Liverpool and Liverpool's name and the youth within Liverpool. Without the youth, without these game kids, without these lads that are willing to run around and take a gun off the adults and going, without them organised crime groups will not exist as much as they do right now. And that's why I target the youth. That's why I scream at the youth. And any time I want to name and shame these organised crime groups, I will do it. And the majority of the time, I do it to show the youth that these aren't hard individuals. all these individuals that you're hearing, one or two of them have got reputations and they may climb to the ladder, but they get lifed off like Woody Woodford is now. Do you understand? But the majority of these rats that everyone's scared of, they've got a reputation that young children have given them. It's the young children that's committing the acts of violence. It's the young children that's shooting people dead. The people that get the reputation for it are them at the top, and that's why they're so powerful, because people automatically put murder A, murder B, murder C, murder D down to them groups, when in reality, murder A is down to that kid who was given a gun, not knowing what doing, what he's risking in life. Do you understand what I'm saying, mate?
100% there, Darren. And for everyone, 2 days ago in Walton, 2 rival gangs, right, squared up and discharged firearms 2 days ago near a nursery.
Yeah,
and one thing I wanted.
I used to live in Delamore Street, mate. That's where I've lived in Delamore Street, and you've always had issues down there with the Delhi mob and, you know, other factions, and they're normally young groups. But obviously, that sounds like it sounds like 2 groups of adults have turned up to have a discussion. It's gone a bit wrong, and someone's pulled a thing out. But I'm sure, you know, that's why there's that much police attention on it. There's that much police attention on that because they know this incident is going to escalate into something different. And this isn't where you've just got a kid pulling up and letting shots off. This is probably a few serious kids in the city having a meet and it's gone wrong. Do you understand? So the police are all over it. There's incidents like that every week in the city of Liverpool, and you don't get the publicity that's getting. There's a reason why that's getting the publicity right now.
And I'd like to just say one thing, and I want you to, as my closing statement, I would just like to say, and I want you to take this on board, right? Darren G refused to cooperate. He refused to go along and toe the line and play the games they play on YouTube. Because if he had done, he would have 2 million subscribers, not True Geordie. And every time they've taken his channel down, he still stands by his principles, opens a new one, exactly the same. They take him down again. Okay. And for me, I've got nothing but admiration for his stoical nature, where he refuses to compromise on his message. Okay. You know, it's like the song, you know, I'll get knocked down, but I'll get up again. You're never going to keep me down. And that is what I think Darren's song should be. How many channels as he had taken down? Like Robert the Bruce, he saw the spider try and make his web 6 times and he failed. And then he made it on the 7th time, and he led Scotland to beat England at Bannockburn. And so this channel hopefully will go to where all the others should have gone. And in 12 months' time, you know, not True Geordie, it'll be Darren G who's got 2 million subscribers, because, you know, he won't compromise. Okay, and that is an admirable quality. If he had done, he'd be really rich now, 2 million subscribers, and he played the game and played by the rules that they want to play by. But no, his principles meant he stands his ground. And for that, whether you like him or you hate him, you've got to respect him.
Nice one for that, mate. It's very, very powerful speech you've just done at the end there.
Well, it's true. It's true. How many subscribers have you...
What it is, it's not just like any sort of society. I tapped into, like, let's call it the YouTube society, and in this corner of YouTube, you've got select individuals that think they control the narrative, and you know, I refuse to participate in that circle. And the minute I refuse to participate in that circle, they all try to cancel me out. I've got this message, you know, there's been occasions where I've had to come out ranting and raving, screaming my head off, but that's just preserving myself and defending myself because no one else was. I was under barrage, I was trying to be cancelled out, and you've seen it over the last few months where they've tried to cancel me again. But it is what it is, mate. They took me, I've had this is my 6th profile. You know, and every time, like the first one, I got it to 60,000, people got jealous, shut me down. The second one, 20,000, shut me down. Second one, 20,000, shut me down. Then 10,000, then 10,000. My last one, 20,000, shut down. But it is what it is. I'm not here to get rich. Obviously, I need to earn a living, and it's very difficult to earn a living because of where I'm at and what I'm doing. But the whole purpose of me ever coming onto social media was to promote the message of choose a life, not a knife, united kingdom. That's what it's about. I'm not here to be famous. I'm not here to be a celebrity. I'm just like any other Scouse man who cares for the city. And there's thousands of us, lads. It's only me that's got the stage to scream about it. It's only me that hasn't got the vulnerabilities that thousands of family men have within the city. But they're all thinking the same. You know, there's thousands upon thousands of men and women in the city of Liverpool that understand what I'm screaming about and why I scream it. They can't be as vocal and as provocative as what I am towards them groups, because they've got more things to lose than what I have. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But listen, Todd, I've been listening to you for months, mates. When I've been going on my lives, I've had a lot of people coming in mentioning you. I just thought, is this someone else going to try and sabotage me? But you're probably going to get a lot of individuals saying, oh, he's going to switch on you, bam, 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 bam. I don't switch on no one that hasn't done me any harm. If I'm speaking to you now with respect and courtesy, and all of a sudden you start hating on me, I'm going to switch on you.